is the best of enemies.
Alright, so let's roll. This is the best of enemies, and then an enemies. We're going our second time here, and yeah, two of us have COVID, or getting over COVID. Me and Vinny.
We've all.
Rodney has already had it and is past it because he's the leader, the strongest. And so let's start.
He's the oldest. That's it.
I'm happy to be over it, but I actually had a dream last night that I got it again. So hopefully that dream doesn't. Just because realistically, it's because my
fiance.
Not a dream, that's a nightmare. Well, because my fiance works in with kids, so it's just so likely to get,
Oh, no doubt, dude. It's because of how it continues to change and become something new every day. I think the kids are going to get something that we're going to catch from the kids, because it's not going to be the same as from an adult. But no, I'm right there with you, man. That's terrifying. So without further ado, to get off the COVID, we're going to start with the GOAT. Tom Brady retires. This has been going on for probably the last about week. And what is the fall for Tampa? Like, what does this mean? What did he leave for the game? What did Tom really leave for the game? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I have to say, I don't think he's done. I won't think he's done until the start of the regular season. Like, honest to God. As far as Tampa and where they go, it's hard to say. They have Trask.
They re-signed everyone back last year. Is everyone coming back again this year except for Tom Brady?
No. I can answer that one for you boys. Honestly, they're losing. So now they're not losing. They have, and it's a lot of guys actually. So it's 12 players total that are up for contract, 6 on both sides of the ball, and they all start. So I mean, it's a bigger deal than just Tom for Tampa, but honestly, like they have to re-sign big ones that they re-signed. Dominic Sue, Pierre-Paul, or sorry, I get his name wrong. Thank you, Jason Pierre-Paul, and their corner, that guy who hit all year though, Livingston, what was it, or Batnum or something? And then on the other side of the ball, you obviously know they got to get Godwin, Fournette, excuse me, Godwin, Fournette, Jones. Yeah, Godwin, Fournette, Jones. I mean, there's a pretty big list of guys, and it's like I don't know how you could. For Tampa's sake, I don't know how they could bring back Brady because you kind of need his salary. You need that $30 million. They're already over the cap space.
Right.
I mean, they could definitely use the money elsewhere to re-sign the guys, but where do they go with like I said, they have Trask, and I mean, you could trade. I would love for him to trade for Jared Goff. Take him. Send us
I'm saying the same thing. I think Goff would fit there perfectly.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, obviously, then it means you guys know that obviously Bruce Arians talked about Goff, being a guy that he wouldn't mind having, being a guy that would fit. I don't know though. Like I think the quarterback situation in general, which we'll get into with the NFL, is serious. I mean, I haven't seen years like this where your quarterback are in such flux. I don't know if you guys remember, but I don't remember a time where you had starting quarterbacks, multiple of them, 5, 6, move around every other year.
Yeah, it's kind of unprecedented right now, and all the old heads are retiring too.
Or moving. Exactly. Like you got Russell Wilson moving. We got Aaron Rodgers moving. It's like, well, I think if anything, it goes.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know if Aaron's moving still.
I got a couple reports that I'll bring up in this podcast that will make you understand that not only is he gone, he gone. He gone, Felicia.
I mean,
All
yeah,
right.
you could say his offense coordinator got moved. Big whoop.
There's more than that, Vinny. But like I said, a good podcaster keeps his nuggets for when their time to come.
I've been saying Denver for almost a year now, so I'm
Yes.
on that train still.
Why would he want to go to that division, Rodney?
Why?
Because
Elway.
I think Elway would promise him something like. But the only thing that I thought about would be the problem is he doesn't have any offensive weapons. That's like you would have to bring some. You'd be like you'd have to be trying to pick up Devontae Adams. Honestly,
yeah,
like it would be a problem. You'd have to get somebody.
I think they have a ton of young talent in Denver.
I think they have a ton of talent in Denver. I completely agree with Rodney's point. Me and Rodney have been step with Denver ever since he's had his place there, obviously, and he just bought more properties. Fuck it, fuck it. This is a flowing podcast.
Aaron Rodgers' biggest problem in Denver would be that the altitude and the cold weather. But other than that, I think.
But he lives there.
You know what I mean?
He has a part. Right, he has a house there already, though. Like he's been living there. Like I don't know if you're right. I don't know if the altitude would exactly. That's why we talked. That's why we talked about it last year.
He's a skier. Loves skiing.
Yeah, dude. His wife is clearly gonna love that fucking kind of lifestyle. Who wants to live in fucking Green Bay, Wisconsin? Like he doesn't even live in Green Bay, Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like he leaves the second the season's over. Like it's like
right.
I
agree.
I think Denver's definitely
he's like right back to Cali like as soon as the season ends.
So
he's from California.
That's what I mean. He can on the off season. He can go wherever the hell he pleases. Probably on retirement.
Exactly, and he's on the West Coast if he goes there already. So it's like you're already a hop, skip, and a jump from wherever you want to go, anyways. And I think he's had enough snow for his lifetime, so I don't think he cares two shits about coming back to the East Coast. And I think the division itself, fuck it, dude. You already saw Patrick Mahomes lose to fucking Joe Burrow, so why the fuck would I be worried about that asshole? I like Justin Herbert, but he ain't no Aaron Rodgers, And then Derek Carr, come on. I mean, like, I get it. They're young and up and coming, but Derek Carr isn't that young. And he's been up and coming for the last 4 years.
No.
Like, I've been waiting.
I mean, that was his first playoff experience.
I realistically thought I thought if Carr was going to go anywhere, it was going to be this year, and I was wrong. He did good. I thought he did all right.
I like Derek Carr a lot.
He honestly, you guys, I think it's the whole Gruden effect because I really think that if Gruden didn't get fired, I say they get farther. I honestly do.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that affected the whole team really badly.
Well, yeah, and their fucking wide receiver ruining his life.
Yeah, that too, man. That's just a huge downfall, man.
In the same week, dude. Like, how did and he was finally playing ball. But so listen to this to Vin. Dude, do you know that he is 30 years old?
Who, Derek
Carr?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's not his first experience. I mean, his first opportunity. I'm saying he's been coming up for the last 4 years and supposed to be this, the next stage, and he's 30. Like, how, as Aaron Rodgers, how am I supposed to be afraid of that? Now, Patrick Mahomes, I get it. But Patrick Mahomes plays like that guy, dude. He'll give you the ball sometimes. If his offensive line isn't doing this, he'll go back and forth and do the throw across the body to the hopefully open hill, wide open. If he's not, then he gets picked. Like, I'm not afraid of that division. Like, honestly, I'm not. I think the Chiefs are in some big shit. They got some problems to deal with contracts coming up.
The next year isn't all peaches and cream. Next year.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Next year is seriously, and I'll go back with the Lions when we want to bring the Lions. It's like the NFL does this all the time. It's like you're on the top, and then all of a sudden you just go to the bottom and you eat there for fucking 6, 7, 5 years, whatever it may be. Like it always turns over to a degree. Besides us, because we suck always. But all right, so let's leave Tom Brady because obviously, I mean, everyone knows the stats. I'll throw out the stats that are probably big for him. 15-time Pro Bowler, 3-time MVP, 3-time or 5-time 7-time Super Bowl MVP, 5-time MVP. His wins to losses, which are ridiculous, 240 wins to 243 wins to 73 losses. Like, I mean, outrageous. And also a great number I love from him, his career, which is why he's so much better than most. 624 touchdowns, 203 picks. Like, I mean, almost obviously a 1-to-3 ratio. I can accept that. But it's an unbelievable career.
Real quick, he's in the. I don't even think he's in the. They're not even rating him the first best athlete in the world. They put him in at number 5, which is just crazy to me. So
I can't measure him as an athlete. He's just the greatest winner. You know,
that's what I think. I get that Jim Brown's won and Bo Jackson are sick and Muhammad Ali's dirty. Michael Jordan's pretty tight. Serena Williams is pretty good at tennis player. So, but I think he's better than all those guys. So that's just crazy.
But you'll never look at Tom Brady and be like, he was a phenomenal athlete. No, he's a phenomenal winner.
Well, that's because you don't judge. I mean, let's be honest. I love sports and I know what it brings, but it's not for the brain. Yeah. But he should be judged by his brain. If you were who had the greatest winning brain of all sports,
I guess
it would be Tom Brady.
But honestly,
you need to save that brain somehow, man.
Exactly. It's like, how can you judge that? We don't judge that. We judge athleticism. We judge speed. We judge jumping. We judge, you know what I'm saying? How far can you get to A to B? And that's why Calvin Johnson is always going to be a better athlete than Tom Brady.
Well,
like, there's no question.
That his brain runs in the family, so his son can come on down to Michigan. And,
dude, his son is going to be as soft as cotton candy. All right,
why,
dude, that kid.
Because he kissed him on the lips.
No, because exactly. Roddy, what do you think about Tom Brady's sons? What are you thinking?
I don't really have any intake on that, my boys. I would. Do they play football?
I have no clue.
I don't think that.
I'm just wondering.
Older, right? I think one's somewhat old enough.
I'm just wondering if Dad got one as a quarterback already, because you know how
I think they're still relatively pretty young.
I do too, man. Do they don't throw at that age, do they? They're still like they're.
So one was born in 2007. Jack is the oldest.
He's 14 then, man.
That's
old. That's old enough to play football.
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably a softie. I don't know.
Loves football, he says. Hold on, I can do a little more. So this was when he was 13, but Tom Brady is very active and super tight with son. Jack's son, he loves football. Jack Edward, who shares loves football, and his father are known to practice together, the sport together. So he practices with Jack. Football. So it depends on what he's doing. But oh my God, go look at. You know what though? I'm not gonna judge him by his body type because his dad looked like a scrawny little fucking noodle. Yeah, he looked like a motherfucking noodle. Yet he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
You can't judge a person by the look.
Yeah,
he's a child.
No book by the cover, right? No book by the cover, huh? All right. The one thing that I told Vinny about if I do want to leave at the end of this for Tom was that the interesting thing that Ty Law was on. What was it? I think it was Get Up, and he was talking about when Tom first took the job from Drew during the playoff, and they were in the off season. Him and Ty Law went out for like breakfast, and they were eating there, and they were talking about the football, and he's like, Ty, I'm not going to give up my spot. Like, I'm not going to give it back to Drew. The Pro Bowl quarterback, veteran starter, should be easily the starter. And he was never intending on giving that job back. And I think that was crazy to think about because I think that shows you his mentality as a person because of what happened to him at Michigan. I don't think he wanted that to happen again. and lose his job. I think he was going to keep that job. It was just kind of crazy that he told the starting corner that I'm not giving that job back to that bitch, pretty much.
He was starting from a whole different position too when it got to NFL. He was back at the bottom. At Michigan, he technically did have the job, but then he had obviously Drew Henson come in, and Drew Henson was the hottest thing in the country. So it's like, what are you going to do?
Right.
But
I understand.
No, I totally agree with him. Like, not letting him have another chance at it, because you've been there. So.
No, definitely. I think that experience from Michigan, we talked about, help go where we had to go.
Well, the problem was we were wondering if he could still play, and the guy could still play. So
absolutely led the league in touchdowns and in
it's an MVP. It's an MVP year again. So it's pretty sad to see the guy go because he could still play.
I'm not. I'm happy.
I know. I understand why.
Yeah, because you're a hater. You're such an overhater.
I hate winners. Because that's all
I want.
My God.
Well, he didn't make it to the Super Bowl this year, so it's not like
maybe right. Maybe Dan will reach out and ask him to be a coach
Matthew Stafford. I'm rooting for Tom Brady, so I was rooting for Brady in that game.
Dude, yeah, you heard me, Rodney. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'll reach out to Brady. You want to help coach the Lions and show us how smart you really are?
Well, the year they won the Super Bowl against Kansas City, you were rooting for him, so I know that you will.
All right. Well, let's shift gears to basketball, and this happened. I think like about 2 days ago. To the Pistons. They were playing a game against the Nuggets, and Cade did I think it was a dunk.
It was a reverse dunk, bro, on the baseline.
Yeah. So he comes down the court, and he was apparently jawing with this other player previously, and he got a technical earlier on a bad call, and he comes down the court and he does a reverse dunk. And then points at the guy, and then starts going down the court. And it was a quick point, but he got thrown out of the game for it. It's kind of funny that he got thrown out of the game because obviously he's our star, and it shows that he has, it's just kind of. So how do you think about that? Do you feel like he's fitting into the Detroit, system, or what do you feel about Cade Cunningham right now?
Rodney, you want to lead?
Yeah. No, go ahead. Actually,
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, it was one of the best dunks I've seen this year, and it's sad that it got tarnished by that call. And I feel like not really that many people saw it for that fact, And also, I'm pretty sure the Pistons were down 20 points at that point. But I like that the kid's still in the game. And he's still showing heart. And what's a finger point? Like, he's pointing at the guy. He doesn't scream. He's not screaming in the guy's face. He's running towards his basket to get back on defense. Doesn't say a word. Like, he's not talking shit. Like, I don't see how he did anything wrong, really. You got to show emotion in any sport. When it comes to these taunting calls, like, I just think it's getting out of hand. Like, yeah, if you're hanging over the guy screaming in his face, like, yeah, something might need to be said, but otherwise you kind of know when to like hold back a little bit and be like, hey, this is basketball, this is football, it doesn't matter.
I just watched it and I don't.
You watched it? Okay, there you go. Thank you. Okay.
I don't see any of it there, but it was a second technical, and you guys know after second you're thrown out. So I don't know what we did our first one though. So probably
he got it. It was a very weak call. He fouled the guy that he went up and he was trying to block the guy, and he did like a reverse layup, and he missed and kind of followed through and hit him. Mm-hmm. So they called a technical on him for that. And then he got. I mean, I just think it's kind of funny because this is the second time he's kind of been disrespected this year, and it's funny with the Nuggets being that team. He played the Nuggets earlier and got a stat line of oh God, I gotta go. It was 34, 8, 4, 5, 5, and 2. Like, he literally filled the stat line. He had 2 steals, 4 blocks, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 34. Like, it was a stat line that only him and Jordan have had.
Yeah,
And they didn't even talk about him. They didn't even talk about him. They didn't say a freaking word. They just talked about the Nuggets and the Joker, and they didn't even say a word. But this,
no one's gonna talk about us until there's some point.
The problem is too, Corey, we're losing these games. Like, he's having these performances, he's doing these things, and we're losing the games.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been plenty of teams that have been losing games and still not. Their number 1 draft pick gets talked about when he has a balling ass Michael Jordan kind of game. And Candace Parker was the one that stepped up for us on the ESPN board and said, "Why aren't you talking about Cade Cunningham? You should watch that video. It's hilarious." She calls out an entire group of men right to their face, and she goes, "Why are you not talking about Cade Cunningham? Kid just balled. And all you're talking about is how the Joker won again." Like, they know, like, that's an old thing though. Like, the Joker's been winning. Like, that's new. That's old news. Wouldn't you want to talk about the new hotness that could be coming into the league and get a beat on it?
No one cares.
I mean, dare I say, right? He's the reigning MVP too. So.
Right. So here, let me give you another debate then here, because this is kind of interesting, Vinny, and you'll know this, and obviously Roddy knows well. So listen to this. Our last 2 draft picks, right? First-round draft picks, Penei Sewell and Cade Cunningham. Would you rather have them versus Micah Parsons and Evan Mobley?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think Parsons, though, honest to God. If he
does
every year for Dallas, then yeah, it's
it's an interesting debate, because a lot of people would argue, obviously, that everyone thinks that Micah Parsons would go before Penei Sewell and that they just redid the draft, and Evan Mobley would go before Cade Cunningham. I just think it's kind of an interesting, debate. Which 2 would you pick?
I still want Cade, no doubt. He's a point guard, and when it comes to offensive line, and he's kind of hybrid linebacker, DN, whatever you want to call him. Obviously you want to go for the flash, but I think he's gonna be the shit.
No, but that's another thing that is under the radar. That if you guys want to talk under the radar, I think he was the first rookie for his blocking, and he didn't even get in any of the rookie of positions, not in the top 10, dude. Which is just crazy to me. I understand that he's he's protecting our quarterback and everything, but you just don't even say anything about the man. It's just crazy to me.
No, you're right.
Cunningham, it's crazy. This Detroit is just underlooked. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail right on the head there. It is a big deal that they're in Detroit.
It's crazy.
It's just the bottom line is when you come here, it seems like you have to do so much more to get a little bit of credit. And then if you lose, they just smack you down back to fucking earth.
It's like you weren't even there if you lost. You weren't even existing.
Yep. That was cute. So another thing, which is funny that, I agree with you guys. I'm right there with you. I 100% think that Cade would probably be better, oh shit, I don't know. I'm trying to read Kyle's text. It'd probably be better if who couldn't work with Cade? Who would you could bring in anyone with Cade Cunningham, and I think it would work. I think that's the big thing about Cade. Is in between him and Evan Mobley. Go ahead.
No, you're right. You're correct, man. I really think you could put anyone on there and he could play with anybody. Mm-hmm. Look who he's playing with now.
Yeah, nobody.
I'll go back and I'll tell you your point there, Rod. His stat line, even this guy started off a little cold, only averaging about 15.
I was concerned.
But his last 10, he's went up, and his averages went up 2 points. So he's averaging 17. His everything has went up. 3-point average went up 3% to 36. His field goal percentage from the line is at 90%. He's a 90% free throw shooter. I mean,
when you see Green on SportsCenter top 10 every 2 days, dunking the ball like a man child, you wonder if we went with the right pick. But
fuck Jalen Green.
He definitely seems to be the better pick. So,
well,
Jalen Green's a child.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting one. I think that goes back to some Monty. Have you guys heard what's going on with Amani Bates right now? He's talking about stop playing for Memphis. He's not playing for Memphis right now. He's talking about just
sitting
hanging
out.
it up. Yeah, and just going to the NBA.
Cool. I want him still.
Who's
Amani
that?
Bates.
Oh, Amani Bates, the top one of the top recruits for basketball this year, and he's just done. Memphis is just falling apart, dude. At the seams, it's just kind of weird. But so
Penny's kind of losing his cool too. So I don't know.
Oh, 100%.
Blame it on the kid. The kid might have got there and been like, I thought this was gonna work. My coach is losing it. I'm only 17 years old. What do you want me to do?
Right? No. I mean,
so
you're right.
You gotta talk to the kid and know where he's coming from and how everybody else in that organization, or that college is acting.
Right. No doubt. And I guess the last thing, and Roddy, you can answer to it, is what are they going to do with Grant? Obviously they're talking about trading him, and then obviously their first round pick from 2 years ago, Hayes. What are they going to do with Hayes? The guy they got from France. Obviously he's trash. What are they going to do with these two guys?
Right. No, I agree. I wouldn't know what to do with those guys, honestly. I just don't even no namers.
Jeremy Grant, he's definitely a commodity for someone ready to win now. You just get the best deal you can get for him, I guess. That's the way I'd look at it. We're not winning games. We're probably going to have another high pick. Why not have a couple? Maybe we can trade him for a decent enough pick to combine what we get in the lottery and what we get for Jeremy Grant. We could trade up to number 1 and get, that'd be what I'd be thinking, because I do want Amani Bates to come to Detroit, But I'm not even sure he'll be the number 1 pick, with the shit he's pulling. Time will tell, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I think the biggest thing with I think if anything, I would package them together. I would be getting, because I think Saban Lee from last year deserves an opportunity to be back on this roster and show if he still got it at all, the second year around. Because if you can make a second round draft pick perform and do something in the NBA, that's a godsend. So it's that's a joker. I don't know if everyone knows, but he wasn't a first round draft pick. He was a second round draft pick. He wasn't supposed to be anything yet. He's in the running for the MVP again this year. It's it can happen, but you gotta get rid of these guys. You can't just stay bogged down. I feel with a number 1 draft pick. You just gotta let it go. If it's not working, to put them together, get something, and get them out the door. I definitely think those two have to go so the progression of the team can get better. All right, that was a good one. That was a nice basketball topic. So now we're gonna flip over to a little bit of hockey. Vinny, you can just sit up and shut up.
We're gonna fuck with hockey.
Well, you don't like the ice?
No, I love the ice. I can fucking ice skate. I used to be a hell of an ice skater. I just never been into hockey. The only good team we've had in Detroit, I've never liked, to be honest. But I'm trying.
Can you accept what he just said there, Rodney? Rodney's a huge Red Wings fan.
I just don't understand how we're 20-21. What happened?
So they really have been on a little skid. And I think they're on a 7-game skid. I can look that up 100%. But I was just looking at them.
I'm pretty sure we were leading our conference at one point there. So
exactly.
Have you been watching the games, Rod? Or
no, not as much as I used to.
So I just randomly was looking at the Maple Leafs game the other night when we had them at home. We had
7-4.
Yeah, we had like a 5. I think we had 4. Like it was 4-1 going into the third.
Yeah,
They give up like
wow.
it
They
was like
gave up
4-2 or like they gave up 5 goals or some shit like that in the third period.
Yeah, so
it
looks
sounds like we have a goalie problem.
And it's funny because I was going to actually just talk about how that was a great trade from him for just a third round pick. But yeah, if he's been so weak in the net, I mean, it's kind of hard to say that that's the case. Yeah, they were up again in that game against the Kings. They were up 1-0, and then they gave up freaking 5 goals after that to really just like break it down. But I mean, yeah, they started off hot, but they've been just back and forth. They're fifth in their division, in the Atlantic Division. But I mean, so they're I don't know. Let me see.
Well, we
Looks
were 9th a couple days ago, so we're down there.
Well, so yeah, we're in the Atlantic. We're fifth. The top teams are the Bruins, Lightning, Maple Leafs, and Panthers.
Because Eiserman left Lightning with a full force machine over there.
Right. Well, I mean, Snyder's been playing better as a defenseman for them. The first round pick from 2019. I guess it's just questionable what's been going on in the last. I mean, like I said, I've been looking at the last few games. They've been they have a few winnable games coming up, but the last 2 teams that they played. Listen to this: Kings are having a damn good year. They're 24, 16, and 7. They lost also. They beat the Ducks, and then the Maple Leafs are 29, 10, and 3. They're obviously above them. Now the game that's unacceptable that they lost recently would be the game because they go. Listen to this: they go and beat the Penguins, who are doing pretty damn good this year, and then but before that they got their ass handed to them by the Blackhawks, who are having a horrible year, 8-5. And I'm assuming if I look at it, I bet you they were up in this game at one point. Nope, the Blackhawks came right out of the gate and scored 4 goals right up on them. Like, wow.
Just nuts.
Yeah, it's unacceptable. Yeah, and then the Red Wings scored 3, and then they scored another 4 in the third. Like, good lord.
Yeah, it kind of seems like the Wings, they take nights off.
Right?
They don't play a complete game.
No, definitely. Because I don't see a real stretch of wins, especially in January. Like January, there's a lot of losses. Like 1, 2, 3, 4.
I used to go to hockey camp when I was a kid, and hockey players get drunk and party still, so they're probably getting down a couple nights here and there as little children. Just not feeling it the next day.
Right, they've lost 8 out of their it looks like 12 games this month. Like they've been on this is their skid. That's what it is.
God awful.
It's your skid.
I mean, not to mention every time we go to Canada, we're shorthanded because Bertuzzi won't get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
and he's arguably our best player.
Yeah, when he's on the ice, they're a completely different team. Well,
I heard that.
Right, delicious. A little bit of that Ruby Red. Sponsor me, baby. I'm ready.
That would be our sponsor.
My God,
definitely, dude, Ruby.
You see Corey in a Ruby Red commercial? Shit would fucking
all day. I would. They'd be like, "This is our hype man."
Buy the rights to that commercial and play it every day.
Right.
They need to make
Ruby Red,
fucking 3-liter bottle for Corey.
Ruby Red. I would like that for the big man. All right, so let's go to what that. I mean,
I got one more thing. I got one more thing on the Wings.
Go ahead, hit it.
I'm going to see a Wings game.
When? Because I'll go.
The 26th, bro. The 26th. 5th row.
Yeah. Whoa, we're all
That's really good.
What is it? What is it?
Row, 5th
February 26th. It's a Saturday. 5th
Man,
row.
if you're that close, you're gonna absolutely love it.
Robbie, let's go. No, because then we can do a full podcast, like half show from or like something like that. So February 26th. All right. See what you can do. That's a whole month away, Rod.
We had this talk with Ryan already.
Maybe we should tell Ryan. Maybe we should tell Ryan then. We'll get the boys. We'll see if we can make it a fantasy kind of thing. Anyways, so February 26th, this for show might be on the road. Anyways, so going on from there, we're gonna hit baseball a little bit. Obviously, you guys might know baseball's gonna lock out. And they're experiencing that it's gonna go all the way past spring break. What does this mean for our young players? I mean, we got a lot of young talent that needs this spring break. Like, what does this mean for them? Is this, I mean, bad or good?
First of all, high five, because I don't watch baseball. Second of all, they're going to have to be like, they're going to have to figure something out. They're going to have to literally go out in their backyards and start hitting balls around, because can't be sitting around. It's just not going to work out. Honestly,
yeah, I'm not sure if
crazy.
they've ever picked up a season after like having a lockout, past spring training. I feel like it's always ended at some point in spring training. I'm not really sure. I know about the 94 lockout, and that lasted the whole year. But other than that, I'm not sure about any other lockout. I'm sure baseball's had lockouts here and there.
Yeah.
But as far as, before spring training, throughout, the entirety of spring training into the regular season, I'm not sure they picked it up. I know they did in the COVID year. Like, they just started super late, I'm pretty sure, right?
The last lockout was 1990.
Okay, it was 1990, not 94. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I might be getting NHL.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
The longest,
right, it wasn't that long
also
ago.
The longest lockout was 41 days, they say. So, just crazy.
Okay.
It's not that long, honestly.
No, I mean, the owners, they're taking a hit too, and obviously the players aren't getting paid. So, I mean, it's really on the players to cave. That's what it seems like to me. But as far as our young players go, I'm not sure. I feel like I've heard about rock stars in spring training, and then, the regular season comes around, and they're nowhere to be found until later in the year. But I don't know. I guess it's like on a player-to-player basis, I feel like.
Yeah, right? I agree.
No, I hear you. So it's like, this is interesting. I'm looking at. Oh, God. Sorry. Stupid fucking ads. Oh,
But yeah, on the other side, I can't watch bad baseball either. Like, I love the Tigers when they're good, but I'm so fair weather when it comes to
you were right about the lockout in 94 too. There was one also in 97.
Yeah, 94.
94,
95, yeah.
73 or something. But
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you were the Expos.
Dude, that was a big one in 94, 95.
Yeah.
Damn near the entire postseason, including the World Series, was canceled. Like, they was the whole season. So, yeah. I mean, I think it just sucks because the Tigers are actually looking like they have some really good young talent, and like I think these spring trainings are the best way to get the jitters out to a degree. And now you're telling me you're gonna just throw them to the fucking wolves? It's like that kind of just ruins our product. It's like I think it's disingenuous that it's not going to hurt us a lot more than other teams.
Well, I think baseball, they're so damn cautious. I don't think they're going to get thrown right. It's so hard for them to get to the majors, right at the jump. Usually they're in the minors for a couple of years, unless they're absolutely tearing it apart,
Turkleson and why am I forgetting the other one's name? The two batters are ready. I mean, okay. Turgleson's now in his second year, and the other one's been in his third year.
And Torkelson was the first overall pick, so he's ready to fucking probably go.
Right? No, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Let me see.
It's gonna be curious if they. I mean, you got to think they're gonna move him to first. I know I thought there was things said that he wanted to play third, or they wanted him to play third, but he played first in college. I'm pretty sure.
I'm looking at it right now. Hold on. Oh yeah, Riley Green. You know what I'm saying? Like Riley Green is ready to come up as well. Like it's and then we got obviously. I mean, Casey Mize, Matt Fanning. I mean, there's plenty. Like they all need. They're all like it's that time to like really push the envelope and they got to sit their ass and watch this stupid lockout because the players get owned by the owners every time. It's like this is not it's like this continues and continues and continues and continues, and it's like they don't do the due diligence then. Like I don't get it.
Yeah, it's
they're millionaires too. They have money. They have people that have big lawyer jobs. Like come on, like how are you getting owned like this where you have? So I think the big deal about it is that as you guys know, when players get drafted in the baseball, the teams like own their contracts for like the first like 8 years. They can barely make any money, and it's like I think they'd want to change that, which they should, but it should have never been like that. Like how the hell did you allow yourself to where you don't get a contract within like your first 3 or 4 years? Like what in the name of God did you do?
Some of these guys do get big
mind.
money though. Like I remember who's Arizona's quarterback again?
Kyler Murray?
Yeah, Kyler Murray. He was like the 4th overall pick in the major league draft by the A's, and they were offering him some big money to go play baseball.
See, I still don't. He rather go get hit and take hits and go play baseball and take care of your body for the most part, a little bit more. So it's just crazy to me.
At least mentally wise,
but, Right now, man, he's concerning me how small he is. So we'll see if this.
Oh yeah, it might have taken a toll in that playoff game, man.
Well, right. I've been saying that.
I think he played like.
I think that hit when he threw it to Green and Green dropped the ball in the end zone and he hurt himself at the season. Kind of, he realized that he's not invincible.
I think any hit on him, he's realizing that. I think he's starting to
it's gonna hurt.
NFL. Yeah, the NFL isn't about not getting hits, about how many times you get hit and how. Like he should be and the thing is, he runs around so much, he screws himself a little bit. Him and Jamar both. It's and Patrick Mahomes. How many times do you see Patrick Mahomes get laid out because he's going back and forth, and then all of a sudden he turns around, and there's a guy saying hello. It's like, dude,
I don't know why he's even doing that anymore at this point. He's just getting smoked now.
Right. I mean, even Michael Vick, one of the greatest, obviously, ever do it back and forth, still got hit. I think Barry Sanders is one of the only guys that was so damn slippery that he never got hit really that hard. Right. Barry Sanders.
Oh, Barry Sanders, yeah.
He really never got hit because he never really got hit.
Well, yeah, everybody says he was the hardest person to tackle.
Exactly. So you never probably bet Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders. And that helps him. That helps for longevity. As funny as Rodney may be laughing at it, it's if you don't get hit that many times, you can make it through the NFL. But by God, good luck. Like just good luck. But so moving on from that, we're going to get back into stuff that we more know. And we're going to start a game. This is actually kind of, I got to take a moment here, boys. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl, but I got to say sorry to Matt, all right? I got to say sorry to Matt because I came on this show our first time, and I obliterated him. I said he couldn't get it done. And I was wrong that the man has enough ability to get it done with the pieces around him if he has the right pieces.
Everything.
I think yes, and I think I should have. I know better than that, but I still believe that he's the same Matt because, again, I do want to reiterate that last game, he could only muster up a few points in that half to get them that W. Like I mean, it's just typical Matt, but it's unbelievable, and I got to give congratulations to him. I got to say, good job, way to get to the Super Bowl. And then the other question to this, can the Bengals win? Can the Bengals win this game? You guys go ahead. Go ahead,
Bang.
I mean, absolutely the Bengals can win. Honestly, the Niners should have beat the Rams. I can't remember that dude that dropped that interception that Matt just threw up like Mahomes did. I can't remember his first name. It was magical, but his last name was Tart. Just straight up dropped it. They were up.
Yeah, it's easiest. I'll look it up. So go ahead, continue.
I can't remember his name, but
I'll look it up.
That was the game right there. Honestly, the Niners weren't self-destructing at that point. Jimmy G pretty much cost them that game. But when it comes to Matthew Stafford, I'm still there, man. I still think he's gonna cost his team a game, you know. But that defense is playing lights out.
Yeah, I got the name for you, and I was Jaquist Tart. It's Jaquuiski.
Jaquiski Tart.
Jaquiski Tart. That name even Lisa knows because Lisa kept hearing it in the announcers. Jaquiski Tart.
Yo, that's the guy's name. Well, yeah, I mean the Bengals, man. Like, didn't anybody think? I didn't think they were going to go into Kansas City and beat them. I really didn't, dude. And they've just been proving people wrong week after week.
Neither did I.
No, go ahead, Rodney.
I was rooting for Patrick. That's just Rodney, though.
Me too. I love the Chiefs, dude. Like,
I'm rooting for the Rams, though, because everyone's rooting for the Bengals.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to. I might even go buy. I might even go buy an Odell Beckham jersey just to spite you. I love it. Number 3. Let's go Beckham.
Wow.
But this all wouldn't be happening if Robert Woods didn't get hurt. This is where it all starts. It's just crazy to me. I hope they win for Robert. That's another big thing there. He's a good guy.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I wish right now you should see. I wish we were together right now. I got my little Rams plaque.
I'm hearing a lot of Giants love, honestly.
We'll be untitled. We'll do the next show together. But yeah, go ahead.
What is it? What'd you say?
I said we'll do the next show together. We'll be COVID free by then. I'm gonna test today to see if I am. Yeah, I mean,
that should be fine.
Good.
You should be fine.
I mean, yeah. I think I would disagree with Rodney that most people think that the Bengals are going to win or you said they want the Bengals to win, right? My bad.
Yeah, I would say like most of America wants the Bengals to win just because they're the underdog and they haven't been this far. Fuck, how long? Long time.
80s.
Right. Yeah. I would have to say it's kind of a split. I mean, from what I've heard, anyways, I think a lot of people think that the Rams are winning, but I think it's kind of is a split situation, really. I definitely think that me and Vinny know both this, that the NFL did not want the Bengals here. The Bengals completely screwed the NFL's little fucking plan of the Super Bowl with the Chiefs and the Rams, like everyone wanted. That just wasn't going to happen because, like I told Rodney, this is my victory moment. I got to take a deep breath here for America. As Rodney Dare told me that McPherson, the bad man from Florida, would not deliver the victory. All right, because Rodney knew that the Bengals kicker was the most essential piece of this game. He knew it. It wasn't Travis Kelce. It was not Tyreek Hill. No. It was Nick Pearson. The kid is electric. He is unbeatable. Has not missed in the postseason. Will not miss in the postseason. He's going to win the Super Bowl. I'm taking the goddamn Bengals. I'm taking Rodney's ass to church because Joe Burrow is the truth. Go Joe B. Go Joe B. Go Joe B.
Joe Burr.
Yeah.
Joey B, baby. Oh, dude, there's no doubt. I think, though, it's going to be a really good game. No, because it's funny because they match up well against each other to a degree. Like the Rams can't run, the Bengals can't stop the run. And then like the on the other side, the Bengals aren't really good against rush defense. The Rams are obviously really good at that. So I mean, it's kind of a toss up, and you just gotta.
I'm hoping Mixon has a field day, dude.
Dude, they're both great halfbacks. These are both my fucking favorite halfbacks. This is my babies. This is my. And Rodney knows it. Rodney knows that he can't stand that both my babies are in the Super Bowl right now. Akins and Mixon. It's like Go to Rod.
What's our closing statement with 5 minutes?
Our last topic was gonna be about Jim. Him possibly, obviously, not going to the Minnesota. What is the state of the NFC North right now with obviously Aaron Rodgers leaving, and I got the tip for you about him. He just bought some more property in Colorado, like on top of his house. So yeah, like and then obviously now Jim's going to go back to U of M, but they're already talking. MSU just got a new NIL deal for players, to pay players, and they're hitting the transfer portal again hard, and they got 3 great players out of it. Why is the U of M not doing this? Like, why is Jim allowing U of M to stay ancient with this program as well?
I mean, I have to say, I think Michigan's doing some dirty shit. I talked to Corey about this earlier, that Jimbo Fisher said, you got the new NIL deals and you still got them teams doing them old NIL deals. So, I mean, the only thing I can hope for as a Michigan fan is that we're still doing them old NIL deals and we're just doing some grimy shit under the table just so no one could see. I don't know why, when it's perfectly legal to come out and say, I'm giving this guy, $50,000 to come to Michigan, but, that's not the way they want to do it. They want to do it old school. They want to do it right, And it makes no sense to me, but
what don't we do under the table? So it's the other question. Like look at what's going on in court right now. It's not like we just don't like things to be seen.
Oh yeah, I mean isn't the president getting like he did some grimy shit with like one of his assistants or something?
Yeah,
so,
it's all under the radar.
All college athletics it's slimy, bro. It's a slimy.
Now you guys seem to be the only fucking program that gets away with murder and no one talks about it ever.
Exactly, and that's why I'm saying it's slimy as hell, dude. Slimy.
I mean it's crazy. But on another point, that obviously I don't know if Rodney saw that Doug Peterson got hired to the Jags as their head coach, and Vinny just talked about that when he came down the stairs and talked to me about it, and I didn't have like a thought at that moment, but actually I just came to a thought about it, Vinny. I'm actually thoroughly happy that his ass is not in the NFC North. Like, I am thoroughly happy that he is not at Chicago or Minnesota. Like, thank you. Like, thank the Lord. As you watch,
point there with Minnesota for sure.
Like, as you watch Green Bay lose their quarterback coach, tight ends coach, and then losing another coach because that coach is obviously the Denver's head coach now. Which that's the other thing. I mean, that's the big thing. Like, they made the quarterbacks coach for Green Bay, who apparently has the greatest relationship with Aaron Rodgers, their head coach. If that doesn't tell you we're getting Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what it does. It's like, they have enough talent there to get him. I think it's great that the AFC is going to become really strong and the NFC is going to become a little bit weak, especially the North.
It all relies on Aaron. I'm still not convinced he's leaving Green Bay. It's all on that. If he leaves, then it is wide open for the Lions, bro. Sure.
I say we should do like some kind of bet, like a naked run. If he stays, me and Rodney will do it. If he doesn't, you do it.
I'll run around the goddamn house with my skibbies.
Snow outside, bro.
Yeah, I know this. I could put the guarantee. We'll have to make some kind of statement for our guarantees on this show, but I guarantee you he is gone. Like, gone. His Hollywood wife is calling him. Man. Yeah. Oh, Rodney. I'm Rodney. I was praying to God that Jim wouldn't leave, and I was praying to God he's gone.
I want to watch Jordan Love throw the ball and get smoked.
Oh my God, dude! If Green Bay goes back to because you know what the funny thing is that Rodney's just maybe old enough, but he was really young when the Packers sucked in the '80s, all the way to the late '80s. Yeah, but like the Packers used to suck, and we were good then. You know, and every time they suck, we get to be good. So we have to have them suck. And we can't be good.
That'd be sweet.
I know the Lions were on their way when they had Billy Sims, and then Billy Sims got hurt. We weren't good again until we got Barry Sanders. So there was, between like 84 and 89, those were bad years. But, obviously, for the 4 years.
Right. Well, so the years that you watched on that 70s show, that's when they sucked, right? Because Red would always be bitching about the Packers. The Packers sucked in the 70s all the way up to the early 80s, and then I think that's when they got a little bit better. But then they didn't get better until Brett Favre got there, and that's when they really started ascending, and that's been our whole life, So, this was another great edition of Best of Enemies, and boys, I'll catch you on the flip side. Probably Rodney on some Fortnite, and or Vinny. I don't know if you're ready to game.
I'm gonna start drinking again.
Attaboy.
Well, attaboy. All right, boys. I guess it looks like
everyone have a great day.
You too. Have a good one, boys.
Peace.
Peace.